There's a lot of bad money advice out there, but one of the worst money advices that you can follow right now is the outdated 10% rule, and I'll show you why. What's up everybody, I am Jasprit Singh from theminority-mindset.com, where money minds rethink rich. The 10% savings rule says that you should take a look at your gross income. Now multiply that by 10%, and that is how much money you should be saving every single year to fund your retirement. This is probably one of the most commonly known of financial planning tools or rules out there, because everybody says if you want to become wealthy or if you want to live below your means, all you got to do is save 10% of your income. I grew up in an Indian household, so I never was told to save 10% of your income. Growing up, I was always told that I needed to save 50% of my income. But the first time I heard about the 10% rule was when I was actually watching Friends, and there was an episode where Monica lost her job, and her dad says, "Oh, don't worry, my harmonica knows that she needs to save 10% of her income." Yeah, I'm weird, I know. Turns out it wasn't just people on Friends following the 10% rule. We have a lot of regular people following the 10% rule too, which might explain why so many Americans are struggling to retire right now. Then as I was researching the 10% rule for this video, I came across another rule. It was the 70-20-10 rule, which is almost as equally bad as the 10% rule, because the 70-20-10 rule says that 70% of your income is what you should spend, 20% of your income is what you need to be saving in a savings account, and 10% of your income should be going to pay down your debts. That's why in this video, I'm going to be going over why you should not follow the 10% rule, and I'll go over some things that you should do instead. But before we do that, I need you to do me a quick favor and smash that thumbs up button below, and a quick word from our sponsor, M1 Finance. If you are interested in passively investing your money in the stock market and you want to do this automatically without paying any fees, M1 Finance will let you do that. So if you want to learn more and see how you can passively start investing, I got the link to how you can do that with M1 Finance in the description below. Let me start by showing you why the 10% rule does not work with some numbers. So let's go back in time to 1970, because back in 1970, the median wage at the time was right around $9,800. Let me round that number up though for you. So let's assume that the median wage was $10,000 and you were earning $10,000 back in 1970. Now this is more than what the median person was earning, but let's just go with that for this example. If you made $10,000 a year for the next, until now, 50 plus years, so what, 50 plus years, and you saved 10% of your income. So every time you got paid, you took 10%, which in this case is $1,000 a year, and you saved this in a savings account. Right now, in your savings account, you would have $51,000 sitting there to help you retire. Newsflash, you will not be able to retire with $51,000. Now, I already know what you're thinking, but Jasprit, if I was making $10,000 back in 1970, there's no way I'd be making $10,000 today. I'd be making way more money because of, inflation, wages go up. So this time, let me run the numbers again. This time assuming that every single year, your boss will automatically give you a 5% annual raise. Now, this is a pretty generous raise, because I can tell you that most people, the vast majority of people, did not see a 5% annual raise between 1970 to now. It was something like half of that. So I'm going to be very generous with this example. So this means year number one, 1970, you made $10,000. The year after that, you made $10,500. Oh, one too many zeros. You made $10,500, and on and on and on until now. So every year for more than 50 years, you got this 5% annual raise, which kind of compounded. And that means right now, you're making right around $120,000. Pretty big jump from $10,000 a year. And same concept where every year you save 10%, which means year one, you saved $1,000. And right now you are saving $12,000 a year. Now you're saving a lot of money every single year now, but you're nearing that retirement age and you can't keep working. And now you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Now, if you followed this 10% rule and you save 10% of your income every single year, you would have a bank account worth, drumroll please, $240,000. If you just had an average wage increase like most people got, then you'd only have half of this number. Now, this might look like a lot of money today, but the reality is if you want to retire right now, according to CNBC, you need something like $1.7 million, or at least a net worth, something around there. So you have $250,000, which is quite a bit away from what people need to retire comfortably. If you hit retirement and now you're no longer working, you don't have any money coming in, maybe you got some Social Security, but let's ignore Social Security right now because we all know that Social Security is drying up and it has its own issues. But if you stop working and all you have is $250,000 in your bank account, and this is what you're relying on to retire comfortably, you're not going to be able to live very long in retirement very comfortably. Because let's assume that you want to live off of $50,000 a year, which is less than half what you were making when you hit retirement. Then you only got enough money in your bank account to last you 5 years. Because now every single year, you're just going to be drawing cash out of your bank account. And your bank account is not growing because you don't have more money coming in. And so if you keep pulling out $50,000, your bank account is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller year after year after year. So you're going to need a way to either grow your bank account bigger, that way you have enough money to draw for the rest of your life, or you need a way to continue growing your bank account. That way you don't gotta worry about running out of money when you're retired. Now, thankfully, some people have been transforming this 10% savings rule into, instead of just saving all this 10%, to investing a portion of that. But still, that's really not enough, because if you follow this 10% rule, that means you're spending 90% of your income, and this 10% is going to be saved for emergencies and it's going to be invested, which is not going to be enough to get you to a very comfortable retirement, because I don't want you just getting by, right? This is the minority mindset. I want you thinking differently than the majority of people. I want you to be able to thrive and live your life in a way that the majority of people cannot. Look, if you're just hoping to barely get by financially, and you're hoping that the government and Social Security is going to take care of you so you can live your life, then you're on the wrong YouTube channel. You have the same issue with the 70-20-10 rule. The 70-20-10 rule, like I talked about before, is 70% of your income is going to be spent, 20% is going to be saved in your bank account for your retirement or your wealth or whatever you want to call it, and 10% is going to pay down your debt. So this assumes that you're going to have car payments and a mortgage and maybe credit card debt or something else. And so it's already allocated how much money should be going to debt, and it's already allocating how much money you should be saving. But none of these things teach you to invest your money. And here's the reality. The reality is, if you want to become wealthy, investing your money is the secret that will take you there. Saving your money is less important now than it has ever been before. Saving is still important. You still want to have a few months worth of expenses saved in an emergency account. That way you never have to worry about going into debt when an emergency happens. But now more than ever, investing is more important than saving. One of the biggest reasons for that is that between 1970 and today, our dollars have been diluted. Our dollars have lost a ton of value because between 1970 and now, more money has been printed, our national debt has skyrocketed, and so there's so many more dollars floating around out there, so the value of each dollar that we have, the value of each dollar that you earn, and the value of each dollar that you save has dropped like a rock. So now, in this economic environment where more money just keeps being printed and our dollars just keep being diluted, every time you work so hard to save money, your savings are just losing value. This dilution of our dollars is not going away. It's just been getting worse, and it's one of the reasons why the majority of people keep getting poorer, because they don't realize how their dollars are losing value day after day after day. That's why they call inflation a hidden tax, because the majority of people don't see it happen, and it's what's keeping the majority of people broke. And it's one of the reasons why the middle class is getting wiped out. I already made a video where I explained what's going on with the dollars. I called it fake money. So if you want to watch that video, I'll link that video for you in the description below. So what's happening is you're working hard to save money, but as you're saving money, the price of everything else around you keeps going up. That's why your housing costs keep going up. That's why your healthcare costs keep going up. That's why clothing costs keep going up. That's why vacations keep getting more expensive. And that's why extra guac prices keep going up. So what I want you to do, instead of following this 10% rule, is to be a more aggressive investor, and I'm going to show you what you can do. So let me wipe this off. One of the simplest things that you can do is follow a plan like our 75-15-10 plan. Now, you don't have to follow this ratio exactly. This is just one of the things that I recommend, but the way it works is like this. So for every dollar that you earn, your dollar is going to now flow through this kind of plan, almost like a funnel, where now your dollar comes in, and 75 cents of every dollar that you earn is the maximum that you can spend. 15 cents out of every dollar that you earn from now on is the minimum you will be investing, and 10 cents out of every dollar that you earn is the minimum that you will be saving. So now what you're doing is, this is money that you're using to protect you against any emergencies. Once you build your savings cushion, once you have your 3 months to 12 months worth of expenses saved, you don't want to save any more money, because saving is losing, like we just talked about. So once you got your savings, you're going to take this money and put it here. This 15 to 25, depending on once you get your savings or not, is the money that you're using to build your wealth. This is the money that you're going to be investing. I'm going to talk about the different ways that you can invest in just a second, but this is the money that you're going to be using to become wealthy, and this is the maximum that you can use to spend. This is what you're going to be using to buy your house or your rent. This is what you're going to be using for your car, your groceries, your food, your vacations, and everything else. Anytime I talk about this, the first issue that somebody has is, how in the world am I supposed to live off of just 75% of what I make when I'm already struggling making my payments? And the issue a lot of times isn't just how much money you're making, it's what you do with the money you make. This is the big issue we have right now, because a lot of us assume that our problems, our financial problems, are deep-rooted to our income. But a lot of times what happens is, as you make more money, your expenses, boop, suddenly go up too. Because it's not just an earning problem, it's also a spending problem. They go hand in hand. Yeah, if you made more money, it could help, but it could also help if you spent less money. And so if you're complaining about money and you have the newest AirPods, the newest iPhone, you're eating extra guac, you wear Lululemon leggings. So if you have these nice things, or you're spending $500 a month on your car, if you have these nice things and you're wondering why you're paycheck to paycheck, well, now you got to look at your spending. The next thing that you can do to really amplify this, to make this work, is to create an automatic system where this money automatically leaves your checking account, so you don't even see it in your account. Because when you have money in your account, you're going to be more likely to spend it. But if that money's not in your account because it was automatically invested, now you can't spend it because that money's not there. So one of the things that you can do is use a platform, kind of like our sponsor M1 Finance. You can use a platform that's going to automatically take this money out of your account anytime you get paid. So you can set the days when your paychecks come in, and then you can automatically have this money get withdrawn from your checking account or savings account and have it move over to your automatic investment account. So anytime you get paid, 15% of your income automatically leaves, goes to another account, and is automatically invested for you. So this is what passive investing is. Passive investing is for people that don't really want to keep up with stocks. They don't want to keep up with all the earnings calls. They don't want to stay up to date with how much revenue and profit that each company is making. Now you can invest in certain companies or ETFs. ETFs are funds that give you exposure to a whole basket of stocks. So you can pick a few investments that you want, and now anytime you get paid, 15% of your money automatically gets invested into these funds. Now what you're doing is you are passively building your own retirement or wealth building account, because now anytime you get paid, this money automatically gets withdrawn from your account, it automatically gets deposited into your investment account, and it automatically gets invested. So now your money is growing. When your money grows, this money gets compounded, and this money helps your money grow. So now you have your money making you money, and your money's money making you money, and over time, this money will be growing and compounding on the side. You don't got to worry about it. You don't got to keep checking up on it every single day. But now this money is on the side growing to build you wealth. And anytime you get paid, this money will slowly help compound this money even faster. This is honestly one of the easiest ways to build your own wealth. Is first, now you're going to be living below your means because you're only living off of 75% of what you make. You're going to build your savings cushion. Once you do that, the savings is going to help grow your investments. Now, your investments are just on the side, going to just go into your investments. You're not trying to find the next hot stock. You're not trying to find the next thing that's going to make it big. You're just going to passively keep investing your money. Now, I know this type of passive investing isn't as hot or as attractive as trying to find the next Amazon or trying to find the next Tesla or trying to find the next Bitcoin before it pops. But it works. And this is where you have to make a decision and ask yourself, would you rather be cool or would you rather be rich? If you want to be rich, this is the system that you can follow. If you want to be cool, then sure, keep trying to find the next hot stock. Maybe you'll find it, maybe you won't. But if you're not familiar with actual stock market trading and actual stock market investing, and you're just throwing your money around wherever people are talking about, then over time, you're going to get burned. But if you just want to build wealth over time, this is the way to do it. Saving your money doesn't have the same value that it did 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 50 years ago. And so now you got to be smart. You got to be financially educated. And it sucks that most of us are not taught this, but this is the way that our economic system is moving. Our dollars are being diluted. And so now you have to be the smart person to understand what's going on. You got to understand what's going on in our economy and with our money. That way now you can be smart with your money. That way you can look out for your finances and take care of your family, yourself, and your community. If you enjoyed this video, here's a video on investing in ETFs that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, download a free money management PDF. And as always, keep hustling. If you want to invest your money into a mutual fund like this, you can expect this to cost you something like 2% a year on all of your assets. What that means is if you deposit $100